Hey, peace. What's happening, everyone? On our deal with.
Like the rushing of a mighty wind. Like the rushing of a mighty wind.
Given that the OMB hasn't done for you guys what you think is ideal. Like,
No, they have,
what do you suggest that that FBA check on the census forms moving forward? Like, it's just best that they do just other.
Well, they have African American. That's what you have to check.
Oh, you want them to still check African American?
Well, you have no choice because check this out. In 2020,
they can do other. They can check other.
No, but here's the thing: you don't understand. When you study the OMB, you know what the OMB does? I thought that was pretty slick. I was listening to this OMB conference, and people asked exactly what you just said. Hey, what do you do when people put other or they write in something else? And they're like, yeah, if we can figure it out, we just put them in this category. And they said, let me give you an example. For 2020, check this out, Trina. The OMB said, for the descendants of chattel slaves, our ethnic name is African American on the census, right? So they said, people put in black and Negro and colored and put in acronyms. And we just put them in the African American department. We just okay, African American. And then they said, what about biracials who put black and white? And they go, well, yeah, we look at it and if it's just black and white, we'll put them in the African American department too. So if it's an African American who puts down black or colored or freeman or anything, we automatically just put them in the African American department. And if it's just black and white, we put them too in the African American department because they said it goes along with history, the one drop rule. So they said we're not one dropping people, but we're using that same type of historical way of classification. So if an African American puts anything else besides African American, we'll put them under African American. And if it's a black and white and they put, oh, I'm black and I'm white, they'll check both black and white, we'll put them under African American. So that's how that works. They don't care. They sit there and look at you and go, okay, yeah, you can put down Freeman, FBA, ADOS. You're still going to be put in that African American pile. So that's the answer. So it doesn't matter.
But if all you guys do is just check other without writing anything else, and you just check other, the OMB wouldn't know to put you in African American or white or anything else.
But those are the ones. Those are the ones they just they don't do anything with it because they don't know. They're like, hey, these sets are not added to anything.
So why
that's a bad thing.
Prefer to do that?
Oh no, that's a bad thing because the census is based. They use the census to give out federal government handouts. So it's not good for us to say other because all that money now goes to white people.
So why don't you say Native Indian? So why don't you say you're Native? If you put Native Indian under the African American thing, they're going to put you under African American. If you put Native Indian under the Native Indian marker, they're going to mark you as Native Indian. So we get no money off you. So you put down Native Indian, but we get no money off you. So we lose. I'm sorry, I lost what you were just saying. You said if you put Native Indian.
Where it says African American. Hang on. If this where it says African Americans, black race African American, right? If it says African American and you put down Native Indian, they'll just still put you under African American. But if you go to the hang on. I answered that. I said that. I answered that. And if you go to the Native side and put down Native Indian, you don't get anything. That money goes to the tribes. So if you go to the American Indian section and mark down your Chickasaw, well, that money goes to the Chickasaw tribe. It doesn't come to our community. It goes to the Chickasaw. So you wasted money. You wasted a vote per se. Because when you mark down, just say all of us marked down Choctaw, like we skipped the black African American section and we went down to American Native section and said we're all Choctaw. Well, they get all our money. They'll get billions of dollars and we get nothing. You see how that defeats you defeat yourself.
Because all the slavery money goes to African Americans? Like what money goes to
No, the government has set aside for each group.
As I explained this to you, go to the website. It says it. The federal government uses the census to divvy up federal government funds, grants, set-asides, building neighborhoods, right? The government uses the census for that. So it's extremely important to fill out your census correctly. So if we filled out the census, 50 million of us said we're Choctaw, then they would get all the set-asides that would come to us. It would go to them instead.
Right. So
we would get nothing. You see how we did?
Right. So ideally, you would want a section for yourself that the government recognizes that these are descendants of slaves.
Yes, the government wants to do that. Yes, the government wants to do that.
Okay.
The government wants to do that. Yeah, the government wants to do that.
And would the set aside, because right now the set asides right now are for anyone who claims to be African American.
Yes, black. Anybody? No, black. Forget African American. It's just black.
Would the set aside for you guys be less if you went off on your own, or would black immigrants just get their set asides and you guys would get, or black immigrants?
Exactly. That's how it would be. The set asides would be split. We would get our own set asides from the government, and the Caribbeans and Africans would get their own set asides. Right now, it's just all in one big pile. Like whatever the government hands out, it just hands out to blacks. Doesn't matter if you're African, Caribbean, or us. But once we get our own line, then the government says, okay, these American freedmen, American descendants of chattel slaves, these ethnic Americans, they get their own set asides apart from everybody. Like white people get their own set asides, right? We get our own set asides. Everybody gets their own set aside.
Except the native. I thought you just said the natives don't get any set asides.
No, they do. That they're on the census.
So why don't you just say you're a native and get those?
Because that goes to the tribes.
But you had to. But if you're native, you belong to one of the tribes, didn't you?
Bro, my mother's grandmother. One of my mother's grandmothers is Cherokee. One of my father's grandmother is another.
You get the Cherokee set aside.
No, because you have to be on the tribe. You have to be on the Dole's Road and be a citizen of the Cherokee Nation or the Choctaw Nation. Or if you're not a citizen, you don't get a damn thing. Why do you think all these Negroes were fighting to get on the Choctaw Dole's Road? Become citizens, because check this out. Now they get the benefits. The citizen, they let in a few thousand Negroes on the Choctaw roll, and they're going to let in a few thousand more on the Cherokee Nation. They get full benefits. Just
have you attempted to get on the Choctaw or the Cherokee?
No, because I'm an ethnic American. I don't want anything to do with that. I'm an amalgamation of all these tribes put together.
Any native, so you don't belong to any one particular.
No, I'm ethnic American, bro. I come from slavery. My father's side, mother's side, we come from slavery, USA slavery. We are ethnic Americans. They can keep that shit. We want our own shit. We're ethnic Americans. We need that reparations for slavery and Jim Crow. That's our shit. They can keep their shit. You're not gonna get on. You're not gonna get their shit anyway. The tribals got that shit on lock. They only let in a few thousand Negroes, but that's it. They're not gonna let in 50 million Negroes. It's over, bro.
The Negroes they do let in are entitled to those.
They get full benefits. They get Choctaw set aside, Choctaw hospital paid for, all the benefits that Choctaw people get. The black Choctaws that just got accepted, they get everything equal, straight across the board.
Right, but
same thing with the Cherokee. Same thing with the few thousand blacks that are going to be let into the Cherokee tribe. They're going to get the exact same thing. Once they become citizens, exact same thing.
So
some tribes are mega rich, some are okay, and some are poverty stricken. Yeah, some tribes are just mega rich. Yeah.
Why do you suppose the native tribes wouldn't encourage more black people enrolling with them, given that if more black people enroll and start checking native on the census, that would mean more entitlement for native tribes?
No, because if we all mark Choctaw, the government is not handing out that much money. So 50 million of us in one tribe, that would bankrupt any tribe. Like, no, I know what you're saying.
Whatever money they would.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be enough to cover 50. It wouldn't be. No, it would not be enough to cover 50 million. Like, it would not. Bro, check this out.
It would be enough to cover whoever transfers from African America, because they have the money already. They just have to transfer it from one bucket to another. You're
not even listening, bro. You're not even listening. You're not even listening.
The government doesn't hand out that kind of money. Okay, let me help you out. We're demanding $20 trillion to start for reparations. $20 trillion. That's Yvette Carnot. $20 trillion.
Reparations.
No, but that's what it's all about. That's the end game. There's no reservation that has $20 trillion. Come on, bro. Stop.
No, but we're not talking about reparations. We're just
that's what the delineation is about. One of the points of delineation.
That, Mr. USA, we're talking about just what you check on the census, and then based on what group you belong to, those groups get government entitlements. It's not.
Yes.
That's not reparations. So we're not talking about reparations.
Yeah, but again, if we put Choctaw, we wouldn't get a damn thing because we're not citizens of the Choctaw Nation. That would be dumb.
Well, I understand. I get that. I understand.
So I really don't understand. You know, they claim that they're native. They're not black, they're native, but they refuse to get on any of the Dulles rolls, any of the native rolls, and they refuse to classify themselves as native on the census because they get benefits from being African American, but they're not Africans. So are they gaming the system? Like, I don't understand. If you're native, why not just check native on the census? Why not join a native tribe and check native? Why not let the OMB know that you're native and that even though you're a native, you still are a descendant of slaves. So you're still entitled to whatever entitlements go to natives. And granted, this has nothing to do with reparations. This is just having to do with numbers. So why not check that you're native, go to a native tribe and join the tribe, and then take advantage of whatever entitlements you get from there. And you don't even have to go to a tribe. You can stay just where you are. You could stay in the Bronx and check that you're native. And then there would be entitlements for native people living in the Bronx. If there's 3 million natives living in the Bronx, then you would get that entitlement. They would be entitled to, certain things happening for natives in the Bronx. So I don't know why you don't just check native. If you're native, check native. Why do you need your own category? That just doesn't make any sense to me. You'll still have a claim for reparations. Separate from that, you'll still have your claim for reparations because you were a slave. And you'll have your slave reparations argument to make. But why don't you want to get out of African American? You want to get out of the African American race box, but you want your own box. Even though you're Native American, you don't want to box under Native American. You don't want to box under white, even though you're a mix of white and Native American. And it just makes very little sense to me. It just doesn't make much of any sense to me. Maybe someone can help me make sense of this in the chat. Y'all can leave a comment in the chat. Let me know what I'm missing. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. But please help me make sense of this, because I'm really struggling with understanding why they're making the decisions they're making, or choosing to not make the decisions they're choosing to not make. All right, y'all. Y'all take it easy. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
I want you to listen very, very carefully.
It's all about life in the street. People are suffer, try survive in the heat. Bad mind them out to one, hygiene a tweet. That's why enough of them get rifle a beat. Everybody want big ups and want to drive in a Jeep. Every day a mother ball when she buy in a read. Not even 5 days, we can't find for the week. Me no see no changes, the same cycle repeat. Give thanks cause life it's a sweet, but keep a eye open every time you go sleep. Cause mankind jealous and them idle go live. Them never yet plant and not try figure it. Bigger heads where you fight for the seat. Now care about the future nor the child where you creep. Them a pray the fat Kyle we submit. The system will slide where you fit.
Inna the streets where we born and grow, only Jah know and nobody know.
When we talk about ghetto life, talk about ghetto life, ghetto life.
Everybody a priest say them want it though. That's why them a speed and they pan the go.
Cause this a real ghetto life, ghetto life. This a real ghetto life, ghetto life. Yeah. Everybody just a pre-success. When me looking at the street, you me see enough stress. Them all a fight for who reach up next. Everybody want floss and a beat up chest. Juvenile in a them teen love sex. Them a pre the fast money, them no need subjects. And if you're unfortunate, please don't vex. I saw the thing said cause the streets don't rest.
Inna the streets where we born and grow, only Jah know and nobody know.
When we talk about ghetto life, talk about ghetto life, ghetto life.
Everybody a priest say them want it though. That's why them a speed and they pan the go.
Cause this a real ghetto life, ghetto life. This a real ghetto life, ghetto life. Yeah. It's all about life in the street. People are suffer, try survive in the heat. Bad mind them up to one, hygiene a do it. That's why enough of them, rifle a beat. Everybody want the ghost and want to drive in a Jeep. Every day I'm at the ball when she buy in a read. Not even 5 wheels, we can't find for the week. Me no see no changes, the same cycle repeat. Give thanks cause life it's a sweet, but keep a eye open every time you go sleep. Cause mankind jealous and them idle go live. Them never yet plant and not try figure it. Bigger heads where you fight for the seat. Now care about the future nor the child where you creep. Them a pray the fat Kyle we submit. The system will slide where you fit.
Inna the streets where we born and grow, only Jah know and nobody know.
When we talk about ghetto life, talk about ghetto life, ghetto life.
Everybody a priest say them want it though. That's why them a speed and they pan the go.
Cause this a real ghetto life, ghetto life. This a real ghetto life, ghetto life. Yeah.